Good day, students. Today, let's discuss the answers of Lesson 4, Chic 12 Standard French book. So the first exercise, they want you to put the verbs in the present conditional tense. So first of all, you should know how the present conditional is formed. To the stem of the future, we add the imparfait endings. So again, the imparfait endings are AIS, AIS, AIT, IONS, IEZ, AIENT. So in this exercise, for verbs ending with IR and ER, directly you can add the imperfect endings. And for the verb which is ending with RE, you just cut the E and add the imperfect endings. So you can see here the first one, NOURRIR, nourrir, it's a IR verb. So directly we are going ahead and adding AIS. Similarly, for travailler, which is a ER verb, directly we are adding the ending AIENT because it says my friends, all right? So we are using the ILS ending of the imperfect. And similarly, here it's a ER verb and we have the subject as Rupa. So we would consider it as a she, ELLE. So the ending becomes AIT. And here, as I told, it's a RE verb. So you cut the E and adding the ending AIS for je. And similarly, it's a ER verb here. So directly we're adding the ending for vous, which is IEZ. So once again, for ER and IR verbs, we are directly adding the imperfect endings. For RE verbs, we just cut the E and add the ending. All right. So let's go on to the next exercise. And the next exercise again is going to be, with the elements given, they want you to frame questions using the conditional. They have given you an example here. So they say, combien d'argent emporter, meaning how much money would you take along? So again, it's a ER verb. So directly we are adding the ending IEZ, which is the imperfect ending IEZ for vous. Similarly here, quel pays, and here you have the verb as vouloir, and they have given you what subject you have to use. Now here, all of these verbs have irregular future tense. So you would have to memorize the future tense. For example, for vouloir, it's going to be VOUDR, followed by the ending for IL, which is AIT. And for pouvoir, it is POURR, followed by the ending for tu, which is AIS. For fair, it's going to be FER, followed by the ending for ILS, is AIENT. And this is a regular ER verb, so directly you can add the ending for vous, which is IEZ. And finally, again here, this has a regular future stem, which is REVIE and DR, followed by the ending for ELLE, which is AIT. So let's look at the answers here. So as I told you earlier, vouloir, irregular future stem, memorize VOUDR, followed by the ending AIT. Similarly, here you can see pouvoir, POURR, followed by the ending AIS for tu. And for fair, it is FER, followed by the ending AIENT for ILS. Here, directly we are adding the ending IEZ, and don't forget the grave accent over the first E. And again, finally, for revenue, the irregular future stem is REVIE and DR, followed by the ending for L, AIT. And then you're putting the remaining sentence. And the first part of the answer, whatever is here, you just put it as it is. All right. Let's move on to the third exercise. The third exercise says, express what would you do if the weather were good or bad tomorrow. All right. So they have given you an example here. If the weather were good, I would not arrange my room. I would be swimming in the swimming pool. So the first part of the answer here, we are putting it in the conditional tense, but in the negative form. And here we are putting it again in the conditional tense, but in the affirmative form. So if the weather were good, you're going to say, I would not watch television. I would be working in the garden. So let's look at the answers here. So here you can see the first part of the answer, we are putting it in the negative form. You can see NE before the verb and PAS after the verb, and this is the ER verb, so directly we are adding the ending AIS for je. And the remaining sentence, la télévision, and followed by again we are using the same subject, which is here je. Again it's a ER verb, so we are adding the ending AIS, this time in the affirmative form, followed by the remaining sentence. Similarly, the next one, all right. if the weather were good, I would not be reading any novel. I would be playing tennis. So here again, it's a RE verb. So I'm cutting the E, adding AIS and putting this in the negative form. You can see ner before the verb, PAS after the verb. And don't forget to convert this article UN to DE in the negative, followed by the remaining sentence. Then again, we are using the je and followed by the conditional tense for jouer. And here it's a ER verb, so directly you're adding the ending AIS. The third one says, if the weather were bad, you would not go down to the city, you would finish the assignment or the homework. So again, here it's a RE verb, so you cut the E, add AIS, put them in the negative. And then again, here you have IR verbs, so directly you can add the ending AIS. The next one again, if the weather were bad, you would not walk in the park, you would arrange your room. So here again, it's ER verb, directly adding the ending IEZ for woo and the remaining sentence, and followed by, it's a ER verb, so directly adding the ending IEZ, remaining sentence. The last one again is the IR verb, so directly go ahead and add the ending for nu, which is IONS in the negative, remaining sentence. Again for nu, and then you add it's a ER verb, so directly we add the ending IOS. And remember, for verbs ending with OYER, you are converting the Y to I here. All right. Let's move on to the next exercise, the fourth one, which is again simple. Again, they want you to put it in the conditional tense and in the negative form. All right. So again, here it's a ER verb, so directly putting the ending AIS for tu and put it ner before the verb, PAS after the verb. Again, here it's a ER verb, directly add the ending AIS for je, and we are putting it in the negative again. Again, here it's a ER verb, so directly you can add the ending IONS for nu. Now here you have an option where you can, retain the Y, or you can change the Y to I. This happens for verbs ending with AYER. So either you can keep the Y as it is, or you can change the Y to I. Both are acceptable here. The next one again is a ER verb, so you are putting the ending for IEZ, and don't forget the position of the pronoun. So you have LUI coming before the verb, and then before that you put NE, and after the verb you put PAS. Last one again is a ER verb, so directly you can add the ending AIT for IL, and don't forget NE becomes an apostrophe here as well as here. All right. Okay, let's move on to the fifth exercise, which is again in the conditional tense. This is again another easy exercise. So again for ER verb, it's a ER verb, so directly we're adding the ending IEZ for woo. Here it's a IR verb, directly adding the ending IONS for nu. And again ER verb, directly adding the ending AIS for je. And être as the irregular future stem. So you have to remember this, which is SCR, and then followed by the ending for je, which is AIS. Again, this is a normal ER verb. Directly you can add the ending AIS for tu. The next exercise again is using the conditional tense. They're giving you an example. If I were rich, I would construct a school. So this basically, if followed by the condition, if followed by imparfait, gives you the conditional tense. So the first part of the answer, we are making use of the verb être in the imparfait form, followed by the conditional tense, right? So here you're going to say, if he were the French professor, he would take the students to France. So again here, S apostrophe IL. And remember that SI contracts and becomes S apostrophe only before IL and ILS, and not for any other subject pronoun. So here you can see that S apostrophe followed by IL, then the être verb in the imparfait, which is E acute T, followed by the ending AI is T, remaining sentence. And this is the ER verb, so directly you can add the ending AIT and form the imparfait here. Similarly, if you were the Prime Minister, you would work for peace. So again here, it's être in the imparfait for tu, and followed, it's a ER verb here, so directly you can add the ending AIS to form the conditional. Again here, SI, so remember SI contracts only before IL and ILS, so here SI remains the same even before E. So you're saying, if she were on vacation, she would read the entire day. So again, être in the imparfait here, E acute T-A-I-T, followed by it's a RE verb, so I cut the E and add the ending AIT for ELLE. Then if you were an astronaut, you would travel in space. So again here it's etro and the amparfait, EAQT IEZ for woo. Here it's a ER verb, so directly add the ending for woo, IEZ. And the last one, again you can see the contraction, SI becoming S apostrophe before ILS. So if they were magicians, they would make the rabbits to appear. So again here, ILS followed by the verb fair. So fair as an irregular future stem, which is FER, and then you add the ending, amparfait ending, which is AIENT for ILS. All right. So let's move on to the seventh exercise. Now the seventh exercise, again, we are making use of the amparfait followed by the conditional tense. So again, the first part of the answer is going to be in the amparfait. The second part is going to be in the conditional. So they're giving you an example here. If Meena cut her finger, she would put on a bandage. So here, this coupe is in the amparfait form, and this RE verb, metre here, is in the conditional form. So it's a RE verb, so I'm cutting the E, adding the AIT. This one, coupe, is in the amparfait. So similarly, for each of the sentences here, you're going to follow the example, all right? So if I felt sick, I would go to the doctor. So again here, you're putting santé, which is in the amparfait form. You're cutting the IR, adding AIS. Here, aller, you're going to convert it into the conditional form. So the future stem for aller is IR, and the ending for je is AIS, all right? And the next one, you can see the S apostrophe, SI becoming S apostrophe before the IL. So if he went out in the rain, he would catch a cold. So again here, sortir in the amparfait form, so SORT followed by AIT. And here it's a ER verb, so directly you can add the ending and form the conditional AIT. Again, if we were going barefoot, meaning without any footwear, we would hurt our feet. So again here, we are seeing aller in the amparfait form, which is ALL, followed by the amparfait ending IONS. Here we can see fair verb, so fair as an irregular future stem, which is FER, followed by the ending IONS. Now you can see an additional nu here because this is a reflexive verb. So here we have the subject pronoun nu, and this reflexive pronoun changes to NOUS. So this is the subject pronoun, this is the reflexive pronoun, and followed by the verb conjugation in the conditional. The third sentence says, if you had a headache, you would take some aspirin tablets. So here, avoir in the amparfait form, and here prendre in the conditional form. So it's a RE verb, you cut the E, add the ending AIS. Last one, if you were fit, you would not get tired so easily. So again here, être in the amparfait form, EAQT followed by the ending IEZ. And again here, it's a ER verb, so directly you're adding the ending for woo, which is IEZ. So here you can see the subject pronoun followed by the NE, followed by the reflexive pronoun, followed by the verb, and then PAS. Eighth one is a very, very simple exercise, impersonal expressions, all right? So they have given you an example. So all you're doing here is you're adding the impersonal expression, for example, il est important, okay? It is important to know to drive a car. So here you're adding the expression il est before the adjective, then followed by the adjective which is there in the bracket. Followed by that, you're going to use the preposition de or the apostrophe and the remaining sentence which is given here. So you can see il, est, then important, then followed by de, then followed by the remaining sentence. So similarly, you are going to arrange all the sentences following the example. So here you're going to say it is dangerous to climb trees. So here you're going to add il, est, followed by the adjective, followed by de, then the remaining sentence. So let's look at the answers here. So here you can see it is dangerous to climb trees. Similarly here you add il, est before this adjective, followed by de, then the remaining sentence. Similarly here il, est before this, followed by the preposition de, then the remaining sentence. Similarly here, IL, EST followed by this adjective, then BE, then the remaining sentence. Last one also the same, IL, EST, facile, followed by D apostrophe here because of wa beginning with the vowel, then remaining sentence. The ninth exercise, they want you to replace the underlined words with a pronoun. They have given you an example. We will buy the apples. You're going to say we will buy them. All right. So we are using the direct object pronoun. Okay. So here it says we are putting the piano in the corner of the living room. So you're going to say we are putting it in the corner of the living room. So how are we going to do that? We're going to replace it actually with the direct object pronoun LE, but because the verb begins with the vowel, so you're going to replace LE with L apostrophe here. So always remember here the pronouns are placed before the verb. The next one says you are fixing the television set on the wall. So you're going to say you are fixing it on the wall. So it's masculine, so you're replacing with LE, direct object. She is placing one bronze statue at the entrance of the house. So in this case, we are having a number, so I'm making use of the pronoun en here. So always remember when a number is indicated, we are retaining the number, meaning she is placing one at the entrance of the house. The next one, we are putting the flower pots in the balcony. So you're going to replace it with les, meaning them, all right? And the last one, you are putting the swing on the veranda. You're going to say you are putting it on the veranda. Again here, direct object pronoun le. So basically you can see here, when there is a number, you're going to make use of en and retain the number. Otherwise, you're making use of the direct object pronoun, which is either going to be le, la, or les. In this case, because it begins with a vowel, you're putting L apostrophe here. The 10th exercise, they want you to replace with the following prepositions. So here you can see she, when you are going to indicate, when you're going to the place of or at the place of someone. So it can be at the doctor's place, or it can be at your mother's place, at your friend's place. So at that time, you can make use of the preposition she. Par meaning by, dans, in, O here meaning at the, in the, or to the, depending on the context, and then devant meaning in front of. So let's look at the answers here. So he stopped in front of the house, so devant. Karthik is going to the dentist. So I told you to the someone's place or at someone's place, you can make use of she. The third one, my friend told me to go by the Gandhi street. So again, I'm making use of the preposition par. Veena likes to read in the train, and from the university, I'm going to the stadium. All right. And the last exercise here, which is the 11th one, they want you to complete with expression of time. So first you add depuis meaning since, jusque meaning until, to the suite meaning immediately, quand meaning when, and super meaning shortly. So here first you're going to say, I'm learning French since 2 years. She will wait for a friend until noon. He replied to his email immediately. The secretary will contact the customer shortly, and when the doctor will return to his office. That's all for now. I'll meet you guys again in the next lesson. Thank you and have a nice day.